Hi, I'm Sean Wilkinson, and I'm privileged to be a board member and active volunteer with Niagara Short Hills Christian Ministries. That ministry is more commonly known as Agape Valley. At this time of year, we would traditionally have our annual report and support banquet, but due to obvious restrictions of large gatherings, we have postponed that. And we also produce several times a year an update in printed form and in digital, and that brings people the news and events that take place at Agape Valley. So this year, we have produced a special edition report and support update. So this is now available online on our website, as well as at our store at the Valley. So what's in this update? Well, it's very good. It's jam-packed. It's 10 times the size of our normal update, because you might think, well, what's been going on at Agape Valley? Well, let me tell you, quite a bit has. The Lord continues to bless the ministry. There's been lots of activities. We've done things quite differently this year. And you will be very well enlightened and encouraged by all that has taken place here at the Valley. A common theme that you'll find throughout the update is how different things were done this year. But yet the Lord continued to bless and use the ministry of Agape Valley. So let me just tell you what you'll find in the update. Tim brings us a very important president's message. He writes that the virus has made us think, how can we do things differently? And he notes that it was a good thing that we were able to have our annual report and support banquet just before all the restrictions took place last year. And our maple syrup days and pancake house event had already started. All the products were purchased for a full season. Tours were booked. Volunteers were signed up. And yet all of that changed with the lockdown. Our plans to lift the main house in the Valley were put on hold, as now our funds were redirected in just regular financial necessities. Tim brings us some really hard facts and numbers regarding our financial situation. Our insurance has increased dramatically, although we were able to get a little bit of a rebate because of the COVID-19 circumstances. However, our 2020 expenses were down because of reductions we were able to do. Tim notes that our donation income from individuals and churches increased by 75%, although our camp income was reduced by 70%. Overall, this resulted in a 52% loss to our revenue. However, our annual income was down by 25%. The work that is done at Agape Valley is done for the glory of the Lord and also in faith that He will continue to provide. If you'd like to know the ways to be able to give financially, you can visit our website, e-transfer funds, call us with a credit card number, or mail checks to the Valley. All of these are noted in the update. Kendra reports on our online store. She records that it was March 13th that the COVID-19 restrictions really started to take place. And that was right at the beginning of our busiest season and the largest supporting event here at the Valley. So without the opportunity to host our pancake house and our maple syrup days, the creative minds started to work and thought of an online store to offer our products. So it was just 5 days that the store was launched, and within those 5 days a lot of work took place, counting inventory, taking pictures, and learning the ins and outs very quickly of what it takes to develop this online store. The work was done and it's been very successful, and we're very thankful for this. Over 250 packages of our Agape Valley secret and traditional dry pancake mix was sold. We offered special gift baskets on Mother's Day, which went over very well. Camp in a Box, which you'll learn about a little bit later, was also distributed through our online store. And it was wonderful that the Camp in a Box reached not only Niagara area, but also Ottawa, Heidelberg, and even into Alberta. We're very thankful to have had over 600 orders placed and processed in 2020. So our online store has been wonderful, and we look forward to that growth through that type of ministry. One of the things we did differently this year was day camp. And Graham brings us a director's perspective of the initiative of Camp in a Box. He notes that a dedicated group of individuals gave of their time, effort, and love to make this program happen. We sent out over 450 Camp in a Box kits. Matthias brings us a camper's perspective from Camp in a Box. One of the things he notes is that the cover was so beautifully illustrated that it really gave him that Agape Valley feeling. He was impressed with the contents of the box. We had craft supplies, workbook, boat kits, all the DVDs of the messages, and even tuck. He enjoyed the greeting from our amazing director, Graham. They did exercises, worship and singing, Versorama, sword drills, choose the right door, all of the aspects of a day here at Agape Valley during day camp. One thing that was really great was our ability to have our boat race, which is often a highlight at the end of the week. And near the end of the summer, we gathered all of the entrants and had one day of amazing and exciting boat races, which was really a treat for the campers to be able to watch stream online while their boats went down the stream. Kara brings us a parent's perspective from Camp in a Box. She notes that it was her whole family that was able to be involved. Her children as campers and her eldest child as an LIT. They had a favorite activity of the week, and she noticed that they had a really willing heart to listen to the messages, take notes, and participate in the activities. She said that my campers all had big smiles on their faces. Eileen brings us a description of the Mailbox Club. Now, the purpose of the Mailbox Club is to follow up with the gospel teachings here at Agape Valley. Each camper is given an application form for the Mailbox Club. This year, those forms were included in Camp in a Box. These are age-appropriate lessons where the camper will fill out a question page and send that back. After completion of the course, there is a certificate given, and the only cost to the camper is a postage stamp. Gay was involved in and able to report on our harvest baking. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to have our annual Harvest Day celebrations, which is an incredible event and a great contributor to our fundraising. So in lieu of that, the harvest baking took place. Now, some wonderful and delicious maple tarts and apple pies were prepared. The pies were unbaked and frozen. And advertising was done through social media, and online orders were taken and delivered on a certain day. And once again, the Lord really blessed this event. Chris brings us the property report. Before the COVID-19 restrictions were in place, we were able to participate in a few events. We took our taffy table on the road to events at Brock University, as well as the Agape-sponsored Family Day Skate in the town of Fawn Hill. A few building projects were completed throughout February and March, including the carport and a brand new greeters booth. Unfortunately, the greeters booth wasn't able to be utilized because of no maple syrup days, but yet it became a perfect spot for our contactless curbside pickup from our online store. Also in February, all of our main lines were replaced for our sap collection. That was 11,600 feet of tubing that was replaced. And this was one contributing factor to the best year ever for our syrup volume and the color. The work continued throughout the spring and summer, with a lot of regular maintenance being done here at the property, as well as trail maintenance and removing fallen trees and such throughout the property. In October, the Niagara Peninsula Conservation Authority came and planted 500 trees, which also was cause for much preparation and work to be done before that took place. The small house needed a new roof, and that was replaced in late fall. And in preparation for our Christmas store here at the lodge, a lot of work took place in getting the grounds beautified in a nice Christmas fashion, and that took a lot of work done prior. I have the privilege of being involved in and was able to report on our LIT program. LIT stands for Leader in Training. It's a 2-year program for children ages 14 and up who have a desire to counsel during our day camp sessions. Last year, we had our first 2 of 4 sessions before the restrictions were in place. And we were encouraged by the amount of young people who finished all 4 sessions worth of lessons and submitted them. This year, in anticipation of having a day camp season, we do hope to be able to have in person a condensed 4 days of lessons before the summer. Christmas at Agape is reported by Ken. This was a major event to happen in the year 2020. The main activity was to provide Christmas trees to sell. We had committed to purchasing 100 trees. We ended up purchasing and selling 151. The main area of the lodge was converted into a very spacious and functional store area. The selling of the Christmas trees has now led to a board's decision to plant our own trees here at the property, and we will start to do that in 2022. Again, another event that the Lord really blessed here at the Valley in 2020. And reporting on our Roots Retreat is Caitlin from an organizer's perspective and Madeline from a participant's perspective. Roots stands for Relying on Our Trustworthy Scriptures. This is an event held on the Christmas break, an opportunity for students to get together, fellowship, enjoy a great day of biblical teaching. Now this year was the first time that the Roots Retreat was held virtually, online. It was still a wonderful day of great teaching. Our topic this year was Fear Attacks, the Bible's Response. The day still included activities, games, as well as a time of singing, and it was overall a wonderful event. Ian is one of the newest members of the Niagara Short Hills Christian Ministries board. He brings a bit of a testimony and a unique perspective on how he joined the board and the purpose of him being there. Charlene and Rachel have come together to report on our social media. Our social media purpose is to reach out to volunteers and followers, as well as the surrounding community through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. One of the main events through social media this year was #BringAgapeHome. People were able to purchase products and post pictures of them enjoying them at home. We also had many summer challenges through social media, which were camp-based activities. People were able to enter contests and win Agape Valley prizes. Approximately 70 people entered each contest throughout the summer. There's a lot of strategy and intentional posts that go on through our social media accounts. Instagram and Facebook are our main ones, and that's how we actually advertise nowadays. Approximately 10 to 15 hours per week goes into our social media, creating content, taking photos, filming, and so on. A lot of work goes into that, and it's a very useful tool. You can support Agape by interacting with us through social media with the #AgapeValley or any others that we wish to share. For upcoming events, the best way to find out is through our website as well as our social media accounts. Now you may be wondering, how can I support Agape? Well, there's many ways. There's volunteering. All of the events here run by many, many volunteers, and we are so very thankful for each and every one of them. You can donate. You can donate building materials, camp supplies, as well as financially. But firstly and mostly, you can pray. Pray for the ministry and the many aspects of Agape Valley. The prayer items that we're thinking about this year are the 2021 camp season. There's so much uncertainty around that, but we pray for the opportunity to host our day camp in person. Pray for the board members, pray for our Mailbox Club, and for all of those involved at Agape.
We support Agape!
I support Agape.
I support Agape.
I support Agape.
I support Agape.
I hope that you can join these folks who have contributed to our update and say, I support Agape.